Hey guys, what's up? And today we are going to be taking a meta-analysis of Kyogre. So we decided to do something a little different from what we normally do. And yeah, so there won't be any battles in today's episode, but instead we're going to take a deep dive into why Kyogre is good, its teammates, its counters, sets, and all the things you can do with Kyogre basically. And yeah, for some reason we decided we are qualified enough to tell you what you should do with your Kyogre. So first, why should you use Kyogre? Now you can skip this part if you're already pro, but if you're still new and you don't really know that much about restricted, well, Kyogre just has really good spread damage. Like you've not in the restricted meta, you're probably not gonna OHKO everything, unlike before, but you're still gonna do massive amounts of damage with your spread war spout and origin pulse. Like you also have the ability drizzle, which sets up rain that can you can have mons to abuse the rain. And yeah, you have really high special attack, really high special defense, usable physical defense, and decent speed like I use in Trick Room and Auto Trick Room. And yeah, overall a rather versatile mon. Well, not really as versatile as some other mons, but there's still definitely things you can do with it. And yeah. So before we get into this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more meta-analysis, you can comment it down below. Otherwise, we're probably not doing any more of this. But it's still a pretty cool one-off thing. Yeah, a lot of you are saying Kyogre is toxic. That is complete garbage. Don't listen to them. Kyogre is awesome. If you're awesome, you can't be toxic. That's just how life works. And yeah. And so yeah, first we'll be looking at some Kyogre sets. So the most obvious one is the Mystic War set. You have War Spout and then you have Origin Pulse or Scald. Though because you can Dynamax, you almost never really need Scald. Yeah, Scald is very trash in this format. And then you can choose between Ice Beam and Thunder. Ice Beam is more recommended because you get better coverage. However, if you want to beat opposing Kyogres, you could run Thunder. There are also some Kyogres that ditch Water Spout and have Origin Pulse Ice Wing Thunder. And yeah, basically they want to maximize coverage. But that Kyogre set isn't as good because Water Spout damage is really nice. And also, you can also miss Origin Pulse, so it's not as consistent. And Protect, it might seem like simple, it's actually a main advantage of using this set is that you do get Protect as an option. And yeah, you can run a timid or modest nature. If you're running timid, you probably only want 204 speed. If you're running modest, you could have 252 speed, or you could have, I believe it's 236 speed. Outspeed, the lucky was it? Or is it the outspeedization -1? Wait, no, like adamant. Anyways, you don't really remember. For special defense, doesn't really matter. Go to HE, you can go to defense. And yeah, with this Kyogre, you can lead it a little more comfortably than other Kyogres because you do have to protect against fake out, deal good damage across the board. You do rely on Tailwind a bit because without speed control, you are pretty vulnerable. Now here's a set that does not rely on Tailwind, Choice Scarf Kyogre. And as usual, Origin Pulse is still better than Scald in most cases, though with Choice Scarf, Dynamaxing isn't as good, so you could consider it. Yeah, with this set, you're basically designed to outspeed Calyrex, and then just outspeed and try to KO them. With this set, a really good partner is Regieleki actually, because like Calyrex is usually Focus Sash, you don't actually Okozation, so getting some chip onto it would be really helpful. Now the pros of this set is that obviously you don't have to set up Tailwind, but with the meta right now, basically every team is going to have Tailwind or some other form of speed support, so you might still get outsped despite having Choice Scarf. However, it's pretty good. You can use it as early game damage or late game cleaner. Also, you're hearing some background noises. Just ignore that for now. Yeah. You also fire off a war spout early game and then stay at the back for the rest of the game and come clean up at the end. But yeah, that's it for the choice card. Another set you could have is the choice spec set. Now don't mind this. We pasted the wrong thing. That's only choice specs. I don't know how you messed this up, but this was the choice spec set. Yeah, we forgot to update it. The end says choice car here. So, the idea is pretty simple. You want to have a lot of speed control because you don't have Protect with this. So you need to get like Tailwind and Electro Web scary faces just to guarantee your Kyogre to outspeed and get a War Spout off before they can attack. Yeah, you can do massive damage across the board. And I believe you can one-shot Calyrex Ice with a modest nature, though I'm not entirely sure. You can sometimes say like Oko Venusaur with a modest nature. So you could run modest if you have like super duper good speed control, but timid is generally better. And yeah, let's look at our next set. So we have a Calm Mind Kyogre set, and we haven't used this yet, but generally just want to Calm Mind in front of not physical attackers, just special attackers, and then you can have Ice Beam Origin Pulse. You ditch War Spout because most of the time when you attack you're not gonna be at full health. Yeah. So Origin Pulse or Scald is better. Scald in this set could actually be good because you could get burned to help with the physical side. Yeah, this set lets you take advantage of Kyogre's bulk, because all the other sets somewhat rely on War Spout, so all that nice 140 special defense just goes to waste. But in this set, you can make good use of it by spamming Calm Mind and then sweeping at +2 or +1. Also, one set that we didn't include for whatever reason, we didn't think it was that popular, but Life Orb set, you run basically the same as Mystic War, but this time you just want to Dynamax a lot more with the Kyogre. There are also Life Orb sets that run Hyper Beam or Blizzard. Yeah, you could also have that you want to go all into Dynamaxing your Kyogre. And yeah, Life Orb sets, if you run War Spout, that's going to be stronger when you max, but you're going to be completely useless out of max. And here's a general moves to choose from. You have War Spout, Origin Pulse, Ice Beam, Protect Thunder, Scald, Calm Mind, Blizzard. Why not have Earthquake and Iron Head while you're at it? Because why not? And Liquidation as well. Yeah. So yeah, and here's some Kyogre teams. Oh fuck. Don't mind that and don't demonetize us. But anyways, here are Kyogre's teammates. You heard nothing. And yeah. So these are basically rain abusers. Majority of these are Swift Swim users. Like you have Seismitoad, Barraskewda, and Kingdra, and Ludicolo. Tornadoes could abuse rain with Hurricane as well as Zapdos with Hurricane Thunder, though with Zapdos you want to max more. But yeah, with these ones you generally want to have like only one except for Tornadoes. You probably could have Tornadoes plus another of these. And you just want to max them and deal a lot of damage to the opponent. And yeah, Ludicolo isn't that good right now, but it's pretty good in past formats. So we decided to include it. Usually on these teams you want Choice Scarf Kyogre. Except for like these two, but like these four, you usually want Choice Scarf Kyogre so you can lead them together and just dish out lots of damage without having to have Tailwind. Yeah, the advantage of Seismitoad is that you are immune to Electric, which Kyogre is weak to. However, you're really weak to Grass, and you also don't outspeed a Lucky, which can be a problem. Kindra lets you outspeed a Lucky, and well, you are neutral to Grass and Electric, so it's like a more neutral option. Ludicolo is good into other Kyogres, but in this format there's so much Airstream that isn't that good anymore. It's also really good into Gastrodon, which most of these other mons struggle with. Yeah, Barraskewda's just hyper offense, really high attack but garbage bulk. Tornadoes has Tailwind, Hurricane. You can also max it. Zapdos, yeah, just speeds Rillaboom, and yeah. And these are other Kyogre teammates. Now, Torina isn't as good anymore, but before was pretty rather annoying. You can block Rillaboom's Grassy Glide, you can block Fake Out. It's pretty good on Scarf Ogre's teams. And yeah, now it's fallen out of usage. Yeah, some people actually like the maxing Rillaboom, and they also start running Wood Hammer, and you can Dynamax Kyogre, so it's just not as good anymore. Rillaboom can help you deal with Gastrodon, which is really popular in the format right now, and Toad, and other Kyogres that generally wall you if you aren't running Thunder. And you see Tornadoes here again, and notice not a mistake, Tornadoes just really good at Kyogre. You have Tailwind, Icy Wind, Rain Dance, Scary Face. You just have really good support for Kyogre. You can have tons because Kyogre is rather weak to Trick Room. And yeah, Whimsicott is like Tornadoes but worse. It's a little more versatile out of range, but it's generally worse. It does have more support options, but it's more limited offensively. Moonblast is nothing. Even to mons like Yveltal, it never threatens a one-hit KO against anything except for Urshifu Dark. And yeah, Lucky's a pretty good teammate with Electro. You can break Sash, you can max it, and you can switch it to electric moves. Calyrex, well, you can protect Calyrex from fire moves. It's a pretty common teammate. Calyrex also help you against grass type mons that you might struggle against. Station's just Zation. And Incineroar might actually seem counterintuitive, but Incineroar's pretty good into grass types like Rillaboom specifically, and yeah, appears that Zacian's background hasn't been cutted correctly. But yeah, just ignore that for the moment. And here's an item so you can use. I don't really know what this is here, to be honest. We also use Assault Vest, which is something we didn't mention a while ago. But Assault Vest is an item you can use on Kyogre. Now this is just like Wave and Sea and Sand. These all just really do the same thing. And you guys get your Kyogre an Apple Core because you might get hungry while battling. Yeah. The Assault Vest Kyogre just have 4 attacks. I've seen some that just have 3 water moves for whatever reason. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah. When you run similar spreads, you can Dynamax it and beat a Lucky, and yeah. And yeah, now we're gonna talk about how to beat Kyogre. If you're here to know how to beat Kyogre, well, this is a section for you. And you are a disgrace to society. Now, there's really 2 types of Kyogre counters. You can have counters that can take Kyogre, like basically walls, and then like offensive options. And there are also counters that somewhat annoy Kyogre, but can't really beat them one-on-one. So yeah, that's now, before you look at the counters, we have to talk about talk about counters that annoy Kyogre, but I mean they kind of counter it, but not really. Like they're just really annoying to deal with. With the right support, you can deal with them. Like Groudon, you set up Sun, you can Water Spout, but you don't like taking Water Spout yourself. Before you can pair it up with Venusaur to beat Kyogre. Venusaur's not that good anymore for some reason. Yeah, with Porygon has Eerie Impulse to set up Trick Room. Eerie Impulses you a bunch of times. It's really annoying. But you can generally just overpower it, like just Water Spout, and just, yeah, take out Porygon, just sheer power. Yeah, and if you crit, then bye-bye Porygon. Thundurus can also do the same thing, spam Eerie Impulse, survive War Spout, spam another Eerie Impulse. But Thundurus is much frailer, so yeah. It does get Eerie Impulse first, but yeah, it's much frailer to wall Kyogre. Yveltal's really annoying with Snarl, Oblivion Wing, Sucker Punch, and we can Water Spout. Yeah, it usually beats Kyogre one-on-one, but if you got like speed control and stuff, you could beat Yveltal. Or if you get off a Water Spout first before it Snarls you. Yeah. Grand Snow should never beat Kyogre one-on-one. It's really annoying Light Screen, Spirit Break, and Thunder Wave. It just annoys Kyogre a lot. Especially if you set up Trick Room, it can be really annoying. I don't really know what Rayquaza's doing here, but yeah, I can weaken War Spouts. Actually, you can just Oko your Dragon Ascent if you're Life Orb. But Kyogre can also max and kill you back with Hailstorm. So I don't know, we don't really know where to place Rayquaza. We just place it here for some reason, and yeah. Did we miss a slide? Oh no, we didn't. Okay. And yeah, there's a good damage dealing to Kyogre. We have Thunderous back again. You might say, hey, Thunderous already showed. Why is Thunderous here again? Well, this is Defiant Thunderous. A while ago was Prankster Thunderous. So they're like very different, and they're almost two different mons. They just look exactly the same, but they actually do very different things. Yeah, you can just max Lightning and one-shot Kyogre. You deal massive damage even if Kyogre maxes. Zapdos can also deal a lot. It does deal less damage because it's a special attacker. Lucky can deal a lot of damage. Zacian can deal a lot of damage with Wild Charge. Yeah, these can generally beat if you have speed control and break a Lucky Sash. You can generally beat these rather easily. Yeah, if you stall out Thunder says Dynamax. And Zapdos says Dynamax, you should be able to beat them. So even if you see this, don't be afraid to bring your Kyogre. Your Kyogre is still put in a lot of work. Especially with Zacian, because you don't even know if it has Wild Charge. And yeah, here's a Kyogre counters that take the damage well. You have Dialga and Palkia and Gastrodon. However, these songs can be overwhelmed, like a Fake Tears Max Hailstorm will deal a lot of damage to a lot of these, or Lightning for Palkia can deal a lot of damage. So sometimes you do have to be careful. Yeah, generally really annoying, and you don't want to lead Kyogre in these because you're probably going to be trading hits, so you're going to be a losing side of it because they just spam Max Quake and boost up their special defense. Yeah, and War Absorb users can also work, especially in singles, where like Quagsire was used in Ubers at some point in the earlier generations just because it can wall Kyogre. Yeah, Lantern's pretty good because you do have electric stats to hit Kyogre with, and yeah. And now here, you might be a bit overwhelmed by this. You're like, hey, why does such Kyogre kind of to destroy Kyogre? What happened to Kiora? I don't know what happened to Kieran, but Kieran's face got obliterated. Yeah, don't mind that. He got obliterated by Kyogre's awesomeness. So, like Assault plus Ludicolo, you can take Orsat really well and just dish out to the Leaf Storm or Max Overgrowth. And generally, grass types are here. We have Cradily for all the Cradily fans out there who love using Cradily to counter Kyogre. As Storm Drain, so it doesn't take damage and instead boosts special attack. Same with Gastrodon from the previous slide. Rillaboom is Simian, and we have Zekrom, Ferrothorn, and Venusaur. Zekrom is. Let's go back. Don't like this slide. Let's just ignore that for a moment. Zekrom can deal a lot of damage with electric type moves. It can also take it while it's a dragon type. Kyurem has freeze dry, so that deals super effective damage to Kyogre, but that also resists Kyogre. Other problem with Kyurem is that that's not a one-hit KO. I mean, a guaranteed one KO, so that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, Venusaur is generally really annoying, especially paired up with Sun and its Gigantamax form. However, it can't really switch into a War Spout very well, especially in Rain. There were some Venusaurs who ran Assault Vest to help with this. Rillaboom without Assault Vest kind of takes too much from Ice Beam and the War Spout. Yeah, and then Marathon is just generally really bulky. Power does a lot. I don't think it OHKOs, but yeah, you don't really need to OHKO. And yeah, comment down below better them to say the whales, because why not? You can boost the algorithm with comments. And now you might be thinking, hey, there's so much good Monster D Kyogre, then how am I supposed to bring it? Like, which battles do I even bring it? Like, all these months that are shown they have such high usage on peak analytics. Like a Lucky's like fourth, and Boom has like 28, 20%, something like that. And you're like, how am I supposed to even use it? Well, Kyogre annihilates like a lot of its counters. And yeah, just look at these cogs. You one shot Kali Shadow, one shot Zation, and one shot. And not one shot, but deal massive damage to Kalyak's eyes. And these cogs will just get better if you choose to run Modest instead of Timid. And yeah. Yeah, I can beat most of your quote unquote counters with speed control and the right support. You can just overcome a lot of them and still put in a lot of work. And yeah, some more cards that you can look. I don't know what this is here. It's very obviously Annihilator, Geolucky. Yeah. One shot even Max Lucky. Like Max Lucky has to EV itself to survive here. I don't know what this Evolve spread is about, but yeah, you still take a lot from War Spout. Yeah, so Evolve tries to switch into War Spout and it is slower and it doesn't sucker punch you. A lot of times it just go down. And yeah, you have rain support on your team. If you want to have Ferrothorn that's um, weak to fire, you want to have Cortana. The Cortana can survive any fire on the special side. Yeah, rain can just really help with that. You got Scizor, Calyark's Eyes, Rain Abusers, and yeah, it's like unlike Zacian, which doesn't do that much other than damage dealing, Kyogre can actually help with rain. And sometimes just not having sun on the field is just good enough for rain. Like not letting the opposing charger destroy you is good enough. Yeah. And yeah, this is just what you said a while ago. Kyogre can beat its counters like Zacian. It's a pretty cool image. And yeah, there's a pretty cool image of Kyogre. It looks so big and scary. And they're both so close to the sky for some reason. And yeah, that's it. So comment, subscribe, which way you want us to analyze. Yeah, if you don't comment, then we're probably not doing it ever again. Like the video if you like it, and yeah, that would be it. Click on the video that's shown here, and yeah, bye.